My name is Jay. I used to be a medical doctor, born and raised in India, and I became a medical doctor. I remember I was 15 and my younger brother was 12 and he passed away in brain tumor. And I remember when they brought his body home, mom was talking to my aunt that, when Jay grows up, he'll be a doctor, so looking, and find a cure for this kind of brain tumor. And in that moment, my future was kind of written down. Like I had to be one. Dad was a doctor. Mom said this is expectations. That's what you do. Go and find a cure for the brain tumor. Anyways, it turned out I didn't have sufficient marks to make it to be a neurosurgeon. And I became a health professional anyway, became a doctor anyway, missing out on a neurosurgery. And I remained dissatisfied. I started practicing as a GP, and as it turned out, I started to discover there was a lot of corruption in the industry. Specialists who have studied for 10, 12, 15 years, they will start their hospitals. They would come to see me at my clinic and offer me commissions for referring patients to them. And it was shocking. Also, a kind of other side of it was I could make a lot of money. When you are working as a GP, it looks like, okay, I'm getting paid. Remember, this is India back in 90s. Not Australia, where the health system is funded, right? It's, patients would actually pay you for the visit. It's a small amount of fees that you get as a GP, but then when they go to a super specialist, the commission that comes could actually be equal to my entire months of income from a GP. And that's what I mean when I say I felt that was corruption, while for the industry it was just a normal practice. Meanwhile, I was also participating in another personal development seminar with Landmark. And there was a project. My coach said, there's a project you got to take on in this seminar where it's a guaranteed it's failure. It's a 3 months seminar, you guaranteed it's promise of failure, and you have to take that on. Like, who wants to fail, right? But somehow it was about pushing your limit and accomplishing, what might seem as impossible. I really had to confront, and whatever project I gave, I went to, as a proposal with my coach, it was rejected. No, not big enough, not big enough. You might actually pull this through, and then I had to confront what is my dream as a doctor. Like, what would be my life's work? And I realized, I was always thinking about when I'm 65, when I retire, when I've made it in life, then I will build a charitable hospital in parts of India where the medical services are not easily accessible. It would need a lot of it. And this was like, okay, we'll build a hospital in 3 months. That would be a guaranteed failure, right? It kind of met the criteria for this program I was participating in, a guaranteed failure. Anyway, fast forward, 18 months, couple of years, we actually did end up building a hospital. And I was 23. And it became evident that, wow, at the age of 23, 24, I built a hospital where people don't have to go and pay to get health care. And it was kind of, wow, what I thought I'll do by the time I'm 60, 65, I've done it. So and I did the math at this time. I remember actually sitting down, as a practitioner, if I became a doctor, how many patients I would treat every day, right? Okay, every day is going to be this many people. That means this many patients a week, this many patients a month, this many a year. And by the time, let's just say retirement age of 65, the number that I ended up with in terms of as a doctor, I'll be able to help this many people, during my lifetime, that number was very underwhelming. Uninspiring, I think I should say. It's like, really? Is that it? So what did I do? I used to hang out with engineer friends. And I learned computer programming because that's what they were doing. Didn't really have many doctor friends at that time. And learning technology and computers, it became evident, I kind of learned that, wow, the possibilities are incredible. With something very small program, you can actually reach to hundreds and thousands of people through the internet. And internet was new, and email, all that was new, right? So I actually, and in India at that time, you couldn't really pursue a formal career in technology industry without a degree. So I decided to, pursue a medical, a technology degree. I came to Australia in 2001, and I wanted to live, remember the corruption and all those aspects. So I wanted to live in a straight, honest life. Through technology, figured out a way that I could actually reach to hundreds of thousands of people. So, well, why not? And rest is history, as they say. I've been 22 years in tech industry and never looked back, in one sense, yeah.